Is organic marketing actually worth investing in? Is it just a brand play, or is there actual ROI and lead generation attached to it? And how do I navigate this whole space with AI completely taking over? We're going to talk about all of it. I have been working in the organic marketing space for close to 10 years at this point. So to say I am biased would not be incorrect. I absolutely love organic marketing. I believe in it. I've seen it grow small businesses. I have seen it take startups from their foundation all the way to being, major players in their spaces. And I truly believe it is foundational to every other marketing tactic. So when we say organic marketing, what am I actually talking about? I'm talking about content. I'm talking about your site. I'm talking about SEO. I'm talking about lead generation, materials. All of these things are organic plays, and they still work even with the landscape changing as much as it has. Organic marketing doesn't tend to get the credit that it deserves for a lot of reasons, but there was some data I came across recently that I thought was so interesting. I actually went ahead and pulled it up. Neil Patel's organization, MP Digital, they did this really interesting study pulling organic traffic and showing where it actually is driving conversions for people. So it shows tracked sales, which means, they came directly to the site, they looked at different pieces on the site, they clicked something, and they made a purchase. So you can track it directly. It came from their SEO efforts, it came from something. But then there were self-reported sales that were over 2 times more than what they had tracked. They had originally tracked 7% they got from their organic, work. And then they got 16.5% from self-reported tracking, meaning at checkout, you say, how did you hear about us? Or, why did you choose to purchase with us? Or whatever it may be. Or even if you're a service-based business, you can say, well, how did you hear about us? How did you decide to move forward with us? Whatever. People don't operate like we think they do sometimes. We think they see an ad, they see something on social, and they click and they go to it and they buy, and boom, we can track all that. But that's not how people operate. I actually did this exact same thing myself recently. I was thinking about how my user behavior is exactly how I think about other people's user behavior. I wanted to research new jean styles for fall. Like, what are the new trends? What are people wearing? All of that. And so I started off with an AI search. It was like, what are the jean trends people are talking about? Kind of looked through those a little bit. Went to Google, looked through those a little bit. I looked at some blogs. I looked at some ideas. I actually saw a few pairs that were recommended from all this different research I did, and I've saved them, but I haven't purchased anything. Now, when I decide to go purchase something, I will go back and do that, but you wouldn't know that that was where I got that information from. I got it from a blog. I found the specific pair that I liked. That, blog, that website, they wouldn't be able to actually track that that's where I came from, because it doesn't work that way always. I saw it. It was very interesting. They gave me some good information. It helped me make my decision, but I'm not going to make the decision for a month or two, perhaps. That wouldn't be in their reported tracking. But if they ask me, hey, why did you decide to buy this pair of jeans? I can say, oh, I saw it on this blog, this person, whatever. So the point is that your dashboards and your organic channels and your organic marketing efforts, they're not always one-to-one in terms of showing their value. You really have to understand that it is a comprehensive sort of play. Not saying that you shouldn't still try to track those things. That's why self-reported sales tracking mechanisms are so important to understand those things. But we always ask that at Breezy. We always ask people, even when we just have a lead conversation, like, how'd you hear about us? Where'd you see us? And it's LinkedIn ad or LinkedIn content, or I connected with Savannah on LinkedIn, or saw an Instagram post, saw this, saw that. All those things that we wouldn't necessarily be able to track perfectly from beginning to end, because they may have seen an ad, even ads, even paid stuff. They see it and they think, that's kind of interesting, but they don't do anything in that moment. They might come back later and decide to do something with it. So the point is that organic marketing across the board, it's not always that perfect one-to-one, but that doesn't mean there isn't immense value in it. So if you're a service-based business, which is mostly what we tend to serve, and B2B, how does this kind of apply to you? Why should you invest in organic marketing? Why should you invest in organic social media, blogs, content for your site, ongoing site, work, SEO, all these things? Because all of what I just explained works with service-based businesses as well. Someone sees a social post, they see a blog, they see something out there in the ether, all these different organic tactics you have working. And they don't do anything in that moment, but a few weeks later when they realize, hey, they really spoke to my problem, and that was a good solution they had, they might go back and reference it again and then schedule a call. You wouldn't necessarily know that unless, again, you have self-reported tactics in place, but all of that was extremely valuable in helping them get you to the conversation. Organic marketing is this incredible foundation that is constantly working, is constantly moving to be able to help you get those conversations without having to necessarily spend. Now, it's a slower play. It is certainly something that you have to invest in for a long period of time to see significant results, but it not only builds your reputation in a way that nothing else can, it shows that you are alive, you're professional, you know what you're talking about. It's building all of those, kind of pieces to make sure you seem like a legit organization. So people are interested in talking to you to begin with and actually want to maybe consider it. But it also helps you speak to the pain point and the problem of the audience over and over again. So when they're ready to actually solve it, they're ready actually to take the leap or to take the jump to fix that thing they're dealing with, you're the first person they come to, you're the first person they think of, simply because you have been in front of them over and over and over again. I think there are three main things that really happen when you start making a concentrated investment in organic marketing. The first thing I think is it makes your visibility compound over time. Organic content keeps working for you even when you're not actively promoting it. As an anecdote, I have a post on LinkedIn. I think I put it out last fall, so it'd be about a year old. I still get crazy amounts of traffic on that post. When it first went out, I had a few 100,000 impressions on it. It did very well. It was a really good post for me. But in the past year, it has accumulated to almost 2 million impressions on LinkedIn. It's easily my highest performing, best performing post on LinkedIn. And that continues to rack it up and continues to be a post that I get impressions on my profile every single day from that one video. It's an insane thing. And it's just an organic social post. There's no promotion behind it. We've never paid anything on it. We've never boosted it. Nothing. The way that organic can compound, if it's something that really speaks to your audience, if it really speaks to a pain point, the way the algorithm will kick that thing back up again and again. And every time people interact with it, that's the thing that I think that's been successful about this post specifically, is that I get probably a handful of interactions a week. So then it gets into those networks and then it kicks up again and again. I mean, I got like over 100,000 impressions on that one video that's a year old this past week. So it's pretty incredible what you can create when you invest in an organic piece. The second piece is it really builds trust. It gets people exposed to you again and again, and it helps them, just have more familiarity with you and want to consider you more when they see your name come up again, when they see good content from you, they see good thoughts, ideas, all those things really compound trust as well. The third thing is I really think it helps people convert more easily. Now, not necessarily a one-to-one that, if you put out this much content, you're going to get this many leads and this many conversions. That's not how it works. And if anybody is telling you that, just don't fall for it. It's just not true. It's art and science in using organic content to be able to increase leads. But the thing that's great about having this kind of approach is that those leads that you're talking to, they're already so warmed up. So your conversion rate has the propensity to be so much higher than in any other space. If you are purely a cold outreach, that's much harder to get people to convert for obvious reasons. But when you are in front of an audience again and again, and you're providing them information that's helpful, that's credible, that is actually solving their pain point, once they actually decide to move forward with you and get on a call, they already believe in you in some way, shape, or form. They already think, okay, these people know what they're talking about. They seem legit. They seem serious. They know what they're talking about, and they're going to be able to help me more. Now, does that mean every single time they're going to pick you 100%? No, because you're always in competition with somebody else, but it does give you a much, much higher rate of conversion when they can be so warmed up with all these other types of information you've given them and the reputation that you are creating for yourself. So one of the obvious questions here is what organic tactics actually work and are worth investing in? Number one is well-written SEO or GEO content. SEO, you're probably familiar with, search engine optimization. So these are going to be SEO-friendly blogs, content on your site, things like that. GEO is generative engine optimization, or AI search is another way it's being said right now. And this is content that is easier for the ChatGPTs, Perplexities, Geminis, etc. to be able to pick up, because you want to be able to end up in those AI overviews. You want to make sure that your content and your site is showing up when people go do AI searching. So content that can really convert to those sorts of mechanisms is one of the best investments you can make. The second is having a great social presence. This doesn't mean you have to post every single day. It doesn't mean it has to be insane, but having a few pieces throughout the week that are really high quality that, one, show that, hey, we're alive, we're here, we're a legit business. We have nice profiles. They are well designed. They are updated. They are, really professional. And we're putting out good content that actually helps our audience. All those things really elevate your quality and really elevate how people will see you in the marketplace. The beauty of this as well is you're not only going to get better leads, like I mentioned, but all the other tactics that you're using in your marketing strategy, like paid ads as an example, are also going to perform better. We actually have a partner who does all paid media. They don't do anything organic, but if their clients don't have organic marketing tactics in place when they start working with them, they make them start putting them in place, which I think is a really, really smart play, because think about it, if you don't have a robust, super solid social presence, and you start running tons of ads, well, it's going to redirect people to your page. And even if it doesn't, people will go research you a little bit. They'll go look at your socials. They'll go look at the spaces that you're kind of occupying. And if you don't have much there or anything that's worth looking at, they're going to either think you're kind of scammy. They're going to think that you're not a legit business. They're not going to trust you as much. So it's not only a play for making sure that you're able to get those organic benefits that organic marketing brings, but it also helps improve everything else around your strategy in general. I think especially, I think people feel like AI is disrupting this, and of course it is. It's disrupting everything, but it also has created this really cool opportunity for people to have beautiful, human, really interesting, really poignant content that can break through that noise, because everybody's relying on it. Most people are not using AI as a tool, they're using it as a replacement for humans. But if you decide to go about that in a different way, if you really invest in organic tactics and you really create content and a site and a presence that is high quality and really has humans behind it, you can really break through a lot of this. And I think you can find yourself in some really cool positions. So don't undervalue organic marketing. There is so much value to be had from it. And if you are interested in upping your organic content marketing game, we would love to help you at The Breezy Company. You can check out all the information in the description box below.